Okay, guys, good morning. We are down to 2 weeks left. Count them, 1, 2. Can you believe that we finally made it? I really wasn't sure there for a while, and I still miss seeing all of you very much, but I think at this point we're doing pretty well. We're making the best of it. So we have a couple things going on for you this week. As you know, we've been doing some of our different social media marketing versus search engine marketing. Last week we asked you to work on a blog post activity. That's a mini blog post activity, but hopefully it's kind of driving home that point that you cannot pay for every online advertisement that you might possibly want to do because you're never going to have enough money to do that. So we really have to focus on that search engine optimization. The blog post is one example of how you can do that, but there are several other ways you can do that as well. So this week we want to talk about Google Analytics. So Google Analytics is really a phenomenal piece of equipment. That's not a great way to explain it, but it's really, really an unbelievable advancement. It's been around since about 2005, and a lot of businesses would tell you it's definitely something that they cannot live without. What we have on the agenda for you this week, we have our online learning plan, which is what you're doing right now, and then we also have our little Google Analytics activity, which is going to be due on Friday, same old for what we always do. So let's take a look at this information real quick for Google Analytics. Let me just get this in presentation mode for us. So I hope you recognize that the last couple weeks we've had this same background and same format, all under the heading of digital marketing, because all three of the last few weeks are falling right underneath of that. So when we talk about Google Analytics, we're still coming back to this idea that companies have to do a little bit of our social media marketing, and then they also have to focus on this search engine optimization, and sometimes just abbreviated as called search marketing. So we've got those two different facets of what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and show you this video real quick because the graphics in it are amazing. It is 3 minutes long, so please listen up.
What's up, guys? My name is Dale, and in this video I'm going to be explaining what is Google
Okay, so let's first address the fact that that video was so much better than anything that I could create for you with graphics. So hopefully with that quick little video and our explanation, you guys are going to be well on your way. Just a little bit of a side note, I did find out that I'm going to be teaching the social media marketing class next year. I'm super excited about it. I'm planning stuff right now. So all of this stuff we've been doing in the last couple weeks is right up your alley of what we're going to be working on in that social media marketing class, along with a super awesome simulation. So on the left, what you can see with Google Analytics is it's this web analytics service. It's going to be free, blah, blah, blah. But actually take a look at this part right here, which is really cool. So I shared with you guys earlier this year when I had gone to one of the investor meeting type things where people were pitching their ideas. What we actually found out, and Google and Facebook are actually very well known for this, is that we've got a lot of small tech startups, and the small tech startups are really going to be the innovators. And then what we see is in tech, we see Google and we see Facebook and we see these other big companies come in and actually scoop them up. So you can see that that actually was true for how Google Analytics first started out. So you see down here that the Urchin software company in April 2005, they used the Urchin On Demand product and then they actually bought it. So it's kind of an interesting thing to kind of see how do these large tech, large pharma companies, how do they get new ideas and innovations? And a lot of times they buy them. So that's kind of a cool thing. Also right over here, just wanted to put in here for you, this is the Google Analytics logo. So if you ever see that somewhere, you would just kind of recognize that that's what we're talking about. This is going to be a sample Google Analytics page. So essentially what this is, a consumer would really never see this. You would see this as a marketer, you would see this as a website developer, or you would see this as a company owner. And this is going to be known as a dashboard. And you know, that's kind of a popular word in tech. So it's going to be a dashboard and it's going to show you lots of fascinating information about people that are coming to your site. So what you can kind of take a look at is right up here. It's going to show you, I believe it is year over year. I know it's a little fuzzy, but that is 2006, and then this is 2007 in the blue. So it's going to show you year over year what your web traffic looked like. It's also going to get into right here in the middle your site usage, which you probably recognize from your web metrics activity from 2 weeks ago. So you notice that it's got visitors, visits, page views, average amount of time on site, bounce rate, and a few different things along those lines. So let's make sure we've got our business brain going right now and we realize the fact that if I have a company and I'm running a website for my company, that I'm very concerned about getting people to my site and also making sure that my site is as sticky as possible. And what we mean by being as sticky as possible is that when a visitor comes to our site, that they stay there for quite a while. So that they stay there and maybe they shop if I'm a retail site, or they stay there and maybe they watch videos if I'm an instructional site, so that they stay there, visit different pages, and that's going to be known as a web page that is very sticky. So I know that sounds super goofy, but that's actually how they phrase it. You can also see that it's talking about your visitors, where people have come from all around the world, and then right down here, where they did come from to get to your site, and also the browsers that they use to get there. So this is actually something really quick that I thought we could do together if you take a look at it. This is another screen, and this is the map overlay for Google Analytics. You can break it down by any country. Obviously, we're looking at the United States. So our question is in the top left, where should this company focus their sales and marketing efforts? I'm well aware of the fact that this is very tiny and kind of fuzzy right down here at the bottom for you, but you probably can see it well enough. If not, when we're looking at the map right up here, our darker green is going to be where more of our visits have come from, geographically speaking. So go ahead, take a second and tell me real fast, what would be your top 4 states of where you would focus your sales and marketing efforts? All right, very good. So if you would have said California, if you would have then said Texas and Florida and New York, that would be awesome. Now, I actually did not, I guess I didn't follow the lines right down here with the numbers. I was really just going by what the colors were right up there. So that's another really good example of what a company would actually use this Google Analytics information to be able to do. And then you would have seen this slide before, but I think that it's really effective as we come back to this. So if we come back to the idea where we're trying to figure out how much energy should we put into social media marketing and how much energy should we put into search engine marketing or search engine optimization, this is something you've seen before. So it brings us back to the point that it actually is a really good idea to make a concerted effort in both of these two areas. What we've got going on right up here, so between our Google organic and also direct, you can see that this is going to total over 14,000 visits that came to this website, whatever this sample website actually is. So the Google and the direct, number 1 and number 2, that's going to fall into our search engine marketing or search engine optimization. But then beyond that, we're going to go down to our social sites, so our social platform, excuse me. So remember that T.co stands for Twitter. Oh my goodness. We have StumbleUpon, not really used too much anymore. And then we also have Facebook. Now, for those of you that are going to end up in the social media marketing class, I think you're going to be blown away when you find out what the most popular social media platform is still to this day. So go ahead and take a guess real quick. Yeah, so it's not Snapchat. It's actually going to be Facebook. Isn't that so crazy? So we'll talk about that more next year for those of you that are in that class. I know you guys are going to do an amazing job. We've only got one small Google Analytics activity for you this week, and let me show you what that looks like real quick. So for our Google Analytics activity this week, you're going to go ahead and log in. I've given you these notes that we just went over. All of the other questions are going to be from this image right here, and they're going to be right down there, and that is it. So I hope you guys had a fantastic Memorial Day weekend. We're almost to the end. Hang in there. I know you guys can do it, and I hope at some point this summer I can see you around. Take care.